Hey guys, we're back with Aftermath on the YouTubes with Kevin and Jimmy and Anthony, and we're talking about Survivor Series, and there's been so many huge pivotal moments that have happened at Survivor Series over the years. Is there one that sticks out as maybe one of the most important moments ever that has happened at Survivor Series? Jimmy, I'll get started with you.
Well, I could go back to the first one since I was privileged enough to be a part of it, but I'm going to go a couple of years later when the Mega Powers ended up winning their Survivor Series match, but it was the precursor because at the end of the match, there was a moment there with Hulk Hogan and Elizabeth where he picked her up and hugged her, and you saw that look from Macho. And Macho looked at him, and that began the war between Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan. For me, that was a pivotal moment because the two biggest stars in the company, who were both loved, started. That was the beginning of a rivalry of all time. Anyways.
Awesome. Kevin, what about you? What was your big pivotal Survivor Series moment?
Well, for me, I'm going to go to 1998 when one of the best storylines laid out ever in a Survivor Series took place. And to me, it kind of catapulted the corporation storyline into being one of the most villainous factions of all time. And that is The Rock winning Survivor Series 1998 to become the new WWF at the time champion. And it was such a well laid out plan, and it looked like it was so well thought out by the corporation beforehand, with Vince setting everything up so The Rock gets through to the final against the chosen champion, Mankind, only to screw Mankind in the end of the match. And it looked very similar to the year before. I don't know, I can't remember. We don't have to talk about that one. And it just looked like it was so well done by everybody involved. The Rock becoming the most villainous wrestler in the company, at the same time kickstarting an even bigger career for him. So I just loved everything that led up. It's just like everything worked out so perfectly. Every single storyline all matched up. It all becomes The Rock becomes the champion. The corporation is started.
That was a huge moment, especially for that time, too, in the Attitude Era. Anthony, what about you? Your pivotal moment of Survivor Series?
Well, I wouldn't say pivotal, but it's in recent years. One of the most shocking moments of the Survivor Series was I watched it live a few years ago when Goldberg just decimated Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, right in Toronto.
I felt like one of those guys, like when Undertaker lost to Brock, like. And I remember I was standing up in the box. We were some friends, and I was just in complete shock. So they got me, and I like when they get me. I hate when you can kind of see things coming. Shock value to me, and plot twists and whoops. Sorry.
Oh, you got to buy everybody a drink.
That's right. That's how it works. That's how it works, Anthony.
Timer. Yeah, that really it got me.
I was there. It got everybody. It got everybody in that arena. There was a pin drop, and then the next thing was, as a unit, the entire crowd went, "What?" Like, it was great. It was a fantastic moment for Survivor Series. Kevin, I could bring up the year previous to you. I believe it happened in Montreal. And
can't confirm. Not sure.
Something happened. I'm sure people on Twitter will remind us about it. But for me, a very personal Survivor Series moment for me, and one we're actually celebrating, is the debut of The Undertaker. The debut of The Undertaker, where my friends and I were sitting in somebody's basement watching it all crowd around the TV, and Ted DiBiase introduces with Brother Love The Undertaker, and at the same time, all of us just very quietly said, "Holy bleep." And from that day on, like, I have a friend who's still, like, every year he's like, "Do you remember that? Do you remember when that happened? Do you remember him coming out and taking out all of Dusty Rhodes' team? Like, the rest of Ted DiBiase's team never even got in the ring, and The Undertaker took out all 5 guys on the other team." It was huge. Awesome. What a perfect debut for a monster who is still there 30 years later. The debut of The Undertaker is my Survivor Series moment.
I love commentary on that too. Gorilla, and especially Roddy Piper. Look at the size of that ham hog.
Yes.
They sold the hell out of it. I love that.
It was a great moment, and it was like you said, Nug. It began a 30-year career that just going to be tough to match. I mean, like, you could talk about people like Ric Flair, 16-time world champion, or John Cena, 16-time champion, and stuff like that. But to have the presence and the, not only in front of the camera but behind the scenes, and have that that respect and admiration from his peers that the Undertaker has. It's going to be tough.
Absolutely. Guys, that was our pivotal moments from Survivor Series. What were yours? Let us know on Twitter. Use the hashtag AskAftermath if you want to let us know. Tag Jimmy Corderas as well. But stick around. We've got trivia coming up. And even though he was there at the very first Survivor Series, how's Jimmy's memory? Will he remember any of the answers to the questions about the very first Survivor Series? Stay tuned for trivia.